Yeah, there's a lot of you want to know about the fantasy headliners. Nation, headliner nation, fantasy headliners for the nation. I'm a headliner. I'm a headliner.
Yeah. Analytics off the chain, other channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game. Y'all stuck on third down. Your content's plain Jane. Headliners on top now. We gonna move and change. Podcast off the rip. Draft guide, so legit. Fantasy world, our game tight. You know we about that chub life. Stuck in a rut and you need some motivation. Head to the channel for this Headliner Nation.
I'm a headliner. I'm a headliner. I'm a headliner. I'm a headliner. I'm a headliner.
What is going on, Headliner Nation? What is this, a Tuesday afternoon where we're going to kick back and talk about some fantasy football advice here for 2023. Been a minute since I've been on a live stream, right? Feels like the season ended at like 3 months ago, but it really wasn't that long ago. Glad to be back here in front of you guys, but we're going to try to do this more frequently. I know we saw it last week with Kyle. We're trying to plan weekday streams every Tuesday and Thursday, one with me, one with Kyle, and really just kind of talking to you guys to include you into the community, let you have an opinion of some upcoming content. So that's what we're going to do today. Now you can see in the title of the show that this is, actually has a topic to talk about. It's not just going to be going back and forth. I kind of want to try to stay on topic as much as we can, but of course we're going to interact like we always do on this channel. So we're talking about best fantasy football advice here for 2023. And I wanted to do this now because I already see people out there making videos, writing articles, posting on social media, and there's blanket statements going out already for how to handle 2023, and that is a crock of crap. And I want to make sure that a lot of people don't fall into those traps early on in the season. So that's why we're going to start doing stuff like this to really get you guys involved. Keep your brains working here throughout the offseason. So I can see a few of you guys here popping into the chat. Casey, don't forget to like the video, cuties. Casey out there telling everybody to like the video. Appreciate you out there, Casey. Who else we got? Terry Hudak Terry in this chat out there. Walter John, what's going on? Dropping straight bangers. Carlos Perez is a headliner. Ralph Mejia, what's going on? 2022 champs, where we at? A lot of headliners out. That's what I'm talking about right here on a Tuesday afternoon. So let's go ahead and dive into the topic here. And I want this to be interactive. So make sure you're leaving some of your suggestions in the chat too. You never know when some of your suggestions may pop up in future videos. That's the whole purpose of these live streams. So let's go ahead and talk about a few things. What are we going to watch here early on in the offseason? Well, we know about free agency, right? Free agency is going to be happening here pretty soon. We're going to find out who's coming back, who's not coming back, where are they potentially going, and that's going to lead to a lot of discussion. I see a lot of people out there with the likes of, man, how come Tony Pollard wasn't higher in your way too early overall rankings? Or what about Josh Jacobs? Where's he going to go? He was, one of the best running backs in football. You got to remember, these guys are free agents, right? And we're not going to come out there and say, oh, this guy is going to dominate for you in 2023 when we don't even know where the hell he's going to be playing football. That matters to a lot of people. So to go out there and make blanket statements or overhype somebody this early is just not our style. We want to make sure we have the facts before we give the information. Casey out there dropping a 5-bomb. I appreciate you, Casey. Replace Kyle's weekly live stream with your dog. It will be better. I mean, Chubb made his debut on video last week, and he'll probably have another one here this week as well. Having a lot of fun with that stuff for sure. The off-season content looks a little bit different, right? A little bit shorter videos, a little bit more editing, more fun, more humor, trying to keep it light and enjoyable. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed those here to start. But for free agency, like I said, it's something to pay attention to, right? Because it matters where these guys go. A lot of these players aren't just plug and play. They may go to a system that totally changes what they're allowed to do at their given position. So free agency, paying attention to where people are going, is a huge deal here this offseason. We'll have videos covering that. In fact, Kyle has a video coming up in the next week or so on the top free agents and potential landing spots. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. What about late season injuries? Now, a lot of people will be like, hey, you know what? I want to go after Hollywood Brown. Just a name that pulled off the top of my head. Well, we don't even know when Kyler's going to come back, right? Kyler tore his ACL in December. He may not even be ready for the start of the season. He may not be ready till the middle of the season. That's definitely going to handicap an offense that's going to have a new head coach, a lot of different pieces, no more J.J. Watt. That's just an example of what can happen. What about Cooper Kupp? Wasn't a late season injury, but was a season-ending injury. That's somebody to pay attention to. How are they progressing throughout the offseason? That's why we keep Ethan here all 12 months. No, not just so we can pay him money just to look pretty, because even that would be a waste of money, right? But it's also to get his perspective on some of these off-season injuries, and if these are players to go after at a cheaper price, or are they players to just totally avoid in 2023? Jason wants to see a gritty challenge. I mean, honestly, I think we would both fail. Jason, I think me and Kyle would probably both get an F at that, for sure. And yeah, it's a Tuesday morning. This is just for fun, and we're going to keep doing these all year long. You are not expected to be here every Tuesday and Thursday, but me and Kyle are going to start doing weekday streams to keep the people, coming back, to keep the flow going back and forth between the community and us. We don't want to just, fall into a rut of talking behind a camera. So injuries definitely something important to pay attention to. What about the draft? I have had so many questions already, and this is kind of going to pertain to both redraft and dynasty. We've had people come out and say, hey, you know what, Bijan Robinson's the 1.01. Well, that depends on your league settings, first of all. For me, though, I'm not claiming anyone as a 1.01 in dynasty leagues or whatever, because I don't even know where he's going to be playing yet. And a lot of people want to overhype rookies, right? It's the rookie hype. We've fallen in love with it here for the last few years because we've had some serious overperforming rookies. And we're going to have it again in 2023. But before we buy into the rookie hype and really start to overdraft people or maybe overcovet them, you want them so bad that you kind of are blinded by the facts that are in front of your face. I'm not going to buy that rookie hype. I want to wait for the draft to happen. I want to see where these players land. I want to see if they add any additional free agents, if they're wide receivers. I want to see who their quarterbacks are, if they're running backs. What does their offensive line look like? There's a bunch that goes into this. It isn't just some plug and play. I'm going to pick a name and they're going to perform for me. How about carryover bias? This is a big one. Carry over by this dude won me a championship in 2022, so I'm going to draft him in 2023. That's not how it works for a lot of people, right? We mentioned Josh Jacobs earlier. Now we know that we don't even know where he's going to be playing this year. They didn't pick up his option. Who's the quarterback in Las Vegas? I mean, now there's rumors going around that Brady could be going there. There's so much that can happen over the coming months that you don't take recency bias from one year and move it to the next. You just don't do that. Sure, there's going to be some guys that maybe fall into that category. Maybe a Justin Jefferson, right? He had a horrendously bad. For the most part, depending on when your playoffs were in fantasy football, he didn't do quite well for you, right? The Vikings kind of rested players down the stretch. He hurt a lot of people in their fantasy championships, so that is something important to pay attention to. But each and every year in that offense, Justin Jefferson is going to get peppered with targets. So if you love Justin Jefferson in 22, more than likely you're going to love Justin Jefferson in 23 as well. But not every player fits that category, right? It's just maybe Jerick McKinnon won you a championship last year. You going to go out there and overly draft Jerick McKinnon in 2023? No, that's just the way the pieces fell this year. Is Isaiah Pacheco going to have a bigger role? Do they bring in somebody else? A lot of different things that can happen. So do not roll over recency bias if you want to be successful in this game, right? If you want to be successful, you got to try to follow some of the right paths, because a lot of times people get caught up in the hype, y'all. A lot, and I'm right there with you. In the offseason, when there's no football to watch, you're grasping at straws, right? Let's see here. What about He won it for me. Shout out McKinnon. Ralph, for sure. And kudos to him this year, right? We already talked about him as being a league winner this year, 100%. But I just don't know if I want to count on that again in 2023, for sure. Warhorse I don't trust rookies, period. I'm of the mindset, Warhorse, that I'm probably closer to you than majority of people. I like to take a stab on maybe one, maybe two rookies, but not so much on the same team, right? So that's the biggest issue that if I have maybe 3 fantasy leagues I'm in, I'll pick and choose different rookies for each of them, but I don't want to load up one team with a bunch of rookies. It's an easy way to feel really good in week 1 and be disappointed by week 8, and that's not what I'm trying to do here. Where's Cousins going to go? More than likely, Buck, he's staying in Minnesota. I have to expect that. Let's say you don't want him. Yeah, you do, Buck. I mean, it could be a lot worse, right? It's kind of one of those situations like, is the grass going to be greener? Like, what other option is it? Would you rather have Kirk Cousins or Derek Carr? Which one would you rather have, Buck? Cousins or Carr? If you had to choose one, which one? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to stare at you until you're done. Come on, Buck. Carr or Cousins? Which one would you rather have? Cousins for fan. And remember, this is from a fantasy perspective. I am talking from a fantasy. It's a fantasy football channel, right? I'm still talking from a fantasy perspective. So yeah, will tight ends go early in drafts next year, or is that rationale done? Honestly, if it's not Travis Kelce, I'm probably not drafting a tight end even remotely early. I'm just not. And I've always been like that. I've never really been a guy that's going to go after a tight end early. I mean, honestly, at this point, right now, I kind of feel like TJ Hawkinson would be tight end 2, right? Because we don't know about Mark Andrews. We don't know where Lamar's going to go. George Kittle, I love what George Kittle did down the stretch with Brock Purdy, but is Brock Purdy going to be the starter? If I had to guess as of right now, more than likely Trey Lance probably gets the first shot at it in 2023 with Brock there as a potential backup, or if Lance struggles. So that's something, to worry about. Brady to the Raiders. I mean, there's rumors about that, but why would he do that? Why would he do that? Why would you go to a team with another below average offensive line coming off a season in which they just struggled crazy, crazy bad? I don't know if he would do that. I don't know if I would want to do that if I were him. Yeah, Hawk is a stud. You can keep him for sure. Do I think the running back heavy strategy is dead? No, Brian. That is going to be something that remains. The only difference in 2023 is going to be that we have a bigger pool of potential running backs than we have had in years past. If we can get Breece Hall back and healthy, we saw Kenneth Walker come in this year. We do have a couple running backs coming in the draft that could potentially eat this year. There's going to be a bigger pot of running backs this coming up year than we've had in the past, which means simple supply and demand, right? When the supply is low, the demand is high, and that's what it's been for years. But now all of a sudden, the supply is starting to build up, so the demand isn't quite as high because we have more to choose from in later rounds. That's exactly what's happening with running backs, and that's exactly why I'm going to be okay if I take a wide receiver in an early round this year. So do I want to just completely abandon running backs? No. I am still of the mindset of I'm going to get myself 2 to 3 running backs by the end of the 4th or 5th round again this year. That'll be every year. I love touches. I don't love to be overly touched by everyone, but I like my guys to get touches. You know what I mean? And how can you kind of consistently get touches? It's the running back position. You can kind of pencil a lot of these guys in for 15 plus touches a week, and that's what it is that I'm looking for. What else do we got here? How about tuning out over the offseason? A lot of people do this. I mean, we can definitely see this by our view totals, right? The season ends, views totally tank, which is normal. It's done that every single year we've done this channel. I guess I don't really understand that, because if you want to succeed at anything, you kind of need to put in the work to be successful at it. So if you all of a sudden just tune out and tune back in August, you've missed 7 months worth of information, and then you expect to get it all within a couple days before you make your team in a draft, and then you're going to complain all year long that you didn't draft the right players because you didn't know the information in June. You know what I mean? So that's kind of, I don't understand that, but you don't want to tune out. And I'm not just talking about from us you specifically. Now, obviously, I want everybody to stick around, right? But you got to kind of stay in the know with a lot of things here. The NFL changes every single day, even in the offseason. Something somewhere is changing, and if you kind of fall behind in what's going on, the next thing you know, you draft somebody, and it's a total backfire, and you're like, I can't believe this guy sucked. I'm like, well, we were talking about him sucking 4 months ago. Like, this is exactly why. Prime example. I got a lot of hate this offseason about Michael Thomas. I told everybody and their mother to avoid Michael Thomas, and I heard it, right? I heard it from the Saints fans. I was told how dumb I was. Michael Thomas gets drafted. People out there, they show us their rosters. Michael Thomas is there. Like, my roster sucks. I don't have any wide receivers. It's because he took Michael Thomas. You know what I mean? So it's just stuff like that that we need to pay attention to. Is the podcast coming back? Mark, great question. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The podcast had an unfortunate incident last September, right before the kickoff of the season, where a team member just decided to leave on us as the season was kicking off. That was a huge responsibility that, given all the content we were already committed to, myself and Kyle being the full-time people here with Taylor, we didn't have time to take on something else at that time because we were already in season mode. So yes, we figured all that out. The podcast is going to be coming back on audio, but here's maybe a little bit of a sneak peek for you guys. As of right now, the plan is we're going to start another YouTube channel, and it's going to be for the Headliners podcast. And then we'll put it on audio and video, so no matter how they want to watch it, you have that opportunity. We don't do that on this channel because this channel was built prior to audio. So if we take our audience that we have and we offer the exact same content on video and audio, we're basically just taking money out of our own pockets, and we're making less as a business because we don't get paid anything for the audio side of things now, and we do for video. So if I'm being totally transparent, that is exactly why. Brian, I love touches too from tight ends, the football kind. Okay then, Brian, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, so the podcast will be coming back. There's going to be more information. It's going to be in February, more than likely mid-February when that kicks off. It's going to have the entire team on it. Me, Kyle, the Doc, the lone boner, Matt Galloway, and Taylor. All 5 of us are going to be there each and every week that we possibly can. All 5 of us anyway. The podcast will be once weekly to start off with, and we're going to try to build on that momentum we had last year. I got every game right last week. Does that make me smarter than the doctor and the dog? Warhorse. I mean, as of right now, we're talking facts are facts, right? Exactly. I think maybe right now you are. I'd be more proud of being smarter than the doctor than the dog, but to each his own. Carlos, Alvin Kamara was a bust. Told a lot of people to avoid Alvin Kamara last year. Tons of it. Would I trust Jonathan Taylor next year? It depends at what price. Am I taking him 1 overall? No, I'm not. Let's see. What else do we have? We talked about tuning out for months. You don't want to do that. How about this one? This is a big one. Everybody, pull your ears in a little closer. How about avoiding clickbait articles and statements, right? We kind of talked about this a little bit at the very beginning. But a lot of people this time of year, you have to know this. On Twitter, on YouTube, everybody's trying to make a channel or an account, and they're trying to get followers. They're trying to make it in this business. Everyone wants to be a YouTuber. Everyone wants to be an NFL analyst. Everybody thinks that they can just tweet something and all of a sudden they are one. You gotta be careful for a lot of that stuff. There are channels out there on YouTube right now making content that makes you a worse fantasy football player. And I'm not here to call them out. Obviously, I think a lot of people may know who some of them are. But it is not the time to be talking about who are the top sleepers for 2023. Who are the biggest busts for 2023. That is stupid to even talk about right now because so much is going to change. We talked about the draft and free agency, injuries, all that kind of stuff. That's not the time to talk about it. They're doing that because the YouTube algorithm, a lot of people, those are big key words for people, right? Sleepers, busts, rankings, like those are big key words for YouTube. So when people want to use them in all their videos because they're trying to get views, they don't really care that the information is good or not. They're trying to get views to make money. That's exactly what that is all about. I would rather just give you good information. I put a freaking video out yesterday. Hands in the chat. Hand emojis in the chat. Did you even watch yesterday's video on drops? It said missing fantasy points, and it just talked about a few of the top players and how their drops, affected their production. That is statistical-based information that can help you kind of learn how to look at something moving forward. That, in my opinion, is way more valuable than it is for me to go out there and who's going to be the biggest bust in 2023. That doesn't give you any information because everything's going to change. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Howard, are you still going to do the merchandise drawings? Yep, we've already partnered with Pristine Auction again. In fact, I kind of want to give this away. Maybe in the next, what is this? Maybe next week I'll give this one away. I just got a signed Justin Jefferson jersey from Pristine Auction here. You want to see what else we got? This is the stuff that I got to give away here in the next month or so. So this is why you want to stay tuned as well. So this is a great question. Who asked this question? Howard. I also got a Jalen Waddle jersey. They just sent me this box. I just opened it today. I have a Salute to Service Dalvin Cook mini helmet. It's kind of cool, kind of different. And then the big one here as to why you need to stick around. This is why nobody else does what we do. How about a signed Jalen Hurts jersey that's inscribed Fly Eagles Fly? I mean, there ain't nobody else giving away stuff like this all year long like we do. That's just the way it is. That's just how it is. Let's see here. I appreciate you, D. Mitch. I see your comment out there. We try to be different, man, and that's what this offseason is all about, is just trying to supply the information and making everyone better and giving people the facts that they need so that they can, really excel in it. There is a lot of joy, a lot of success, a lot of financial gain potentially from doing this, from playing fantasy football and doing it the right way. I am not going to be one to come out here and say, hey, y'all need to put some money on your fantasy football leagues, or you need to go out there and make a bunch of prop bets on Prize Picks, all that. That's not my style. But if you really pay attention to it, you can have a great time doing it. That's exactly what it's all about. Now, I think a lot of people forget that, right? A lot of people are caught up in the I have to win mentality, and if I don't win, I didn't have fun. Trust me, I am probably about the most competitive person you could ever meet. I get pissed when I lose. I don't like it whatsoever. But it doesn't take away from the overall joy of something. Remember, fantasy football is still supposed to be fun. Let's see here. I'll put it this way. I'm not going to address other channels in the chat right now. I'm not. But I will probably go out there and say, I haven't seen a channel listed yet that I would trust. I'll go ahead and put that out there. I haven't seen anybody say that of anything that I would trust. And you got to remember, I see it from a different perspective than a lot of people, right? I see the back end of a lot of things that a lot of people don't get to see. And there's just things that I see that I don't personally agree with. And that's my own personal take. I'm not going to bash anyone, though. Corbin, thoughts on going QB early in 3 and 4 round? My league is 40 to 50 point average. Do I draft Mahomes or Allen? Get the extra 10 points or wait till the 6th? I mean, like you said, you get those huge points for quarterbacks, and all of a sudden, yeah, it makes a lot more sense. But am I going to take any one of them? No. Really? Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, and Hurts are probably the only 4 guys that I really think about. Outside of that, without looking at it right now, that's kind of, my own philosophy. This start the season or sit point system was fantastic. Thank you very much, Carlos. We're going to improve it even more each and every year. We try to change things every year to make it better. Are there any other channels that I do respect? Of course, yes, 100%. I do. There are some good ones out there. I mean, I have known the fantasy footballer guys for a long time. And when I go back to Arizona, I have lunch with those guys. I mean, I've DM Andy quite regularly. I mean, those are... I mean, everybody knows that. They're the reason I'm doing what I'm doing, is because I started to watch them. So, yeah, there's a few out there for sure. Appreciate you, Jason. What else we got here in the chat before we keep on going? Any IDP content coming? James, Probably not a whole lot, if I'm going to be completely honest. I spend so much time on offense along with Kyle that I don't really want to take the time to dive into individual defenses. I'll look at the overall defensive schemes of things, but when it comes to individual IDP, as of right now, I don't plan on adding anybody to the team this offseason. And aside from, a little bit of information here or there about some of the guys that everybody's pretty much familiar with, we don't have anybody that's going to dive deep into IDP. A lot of things that happened on Headliner U last year, dynasty-wise, is now coming to this channel this year. So all the rookie information, dynasty content, all that's going to be here this offseason. So we've already kind of absorbed that. So I don't expect us to do a whole lot of IDP this year. Are we doing mock drafts again? 100%. We'll be doing more mock drafts this year than we did last year because now Kyle's full-time job is this. Last year, it wasn't. Unfortunately, as much as I wish, with me have been full-time now for almost, a year and a half, that I had more time for a lot of that stuff, but I had no idea the amount of time that goes into the business side of things. Like, I sat at my desk yesterday for 7 hours going through business taxes and stuff like that. Like, there's just so much other stuff that I didn't know really existed when we got to a certain point. But now having Kyle full-time, having Taylor full-time, we're going to do a lot more mock drafts this year for sure. Look at the Doc. The Doc is in the chat right now. Doc in the house, probably on his lunch break, pretending to work, quote-unquote working. He lucked out with the Giants beating the Vikings. Him and the dog are tied. What else do we have here? Making decisions right now. We talked about that a little bit earlier as well. Don't make decisions on players you want next year right now. Kind of be open. Don't write anyone off. Don't be overly excited for anyone. I know there's a few guys who are like, I will never draft so-and-so. And to a certain extent, I get that. But everybody has a value at some point, and I want to make sure we remember that as well. All right. This is what I want to do now. We've been live for 28 minutes. I want to know from the chat, and we're going to kind of use these last 15 minutes or so to really just discuss back and forth, because we mentioned it earlier. We want the community to have a say in the topics and the content that are coming up on this channel. We want to make videos that you guys want to watch. So, with that being said, what kind of content do you not see anywhere else that you want to see? Are there certain types of, player pools that you want to see, or stats that you want to know about, or maybe you want to know what the stats actually mean? All that kind of stuff. What are some of the things that you guys are looking for that you think a massive audience would want? I'm not going to say that just one person's opinion isn't good, but we're trying to make videos that appeal to the nation, right? To the people, to the 176,000. We're trying to appeal to everyone. What are some of those things that you guys feel either we don't do already, that we could do better? I'm open to suggestions here. I'm not going to sit here and bash nobody. I want honesty. What could we do better? What could we come up with content-wise that you would really be excited to watch, that would really want to make you click it? Have I ever seen time where the wide receiver is covered more than running back in the first round? I think a lot of people kind of fall into that. But you think about, there's at times this year that Devontae Adams hurt you, and he was an early round pick. Justin Jefferson hurt you. But that goes right along with the Jonathan Taylor. So honestly, it's probably going to get to the point where we're pretty dang close to a 50-50 mix. Maybe with Travis Kelce thrown in there as well. So there's going to be a time here probably in the near future where you start to see 5 or 6 running backs, 5 or 6 wide receivers, maybe one of them being a tight end in there, and that's about it. Ambiguity, mostly off-season. You can throw out in-season, but to be honest, in-season is a little bit further away. I'm looking for right now. What is it you guys are looking for? KDB, more defense, special teams info. What kind of info is it that you're looking for? D-Mitch, like I just said, is my strategy changing? No. My strategy has always been the same. There's leagues this year that I played in where I took a wide receiver in the first round. It all depends on who falls where. I'm still going to be a running back early guy. Your favorite if your favorite in your matchup is starting X or Y, an upside play versus safe play, the types of plays. So when we say so-and-so is a safer play than so-and-so, you want to kind of know what makes us think that. Is that what you're thinking about? Benjas? El Benjas. I don't know. Am I buying into Cam Akers? Probably not. But there's a lot that can change. There's a lot that can change in that offense, right? Does Matthew Stafford come back and healthy? Is Cooper Kupp back and healthy? Is Allen Robinson back and healthy? I mean, there's a lot that also, what does their offensive line look like? Because their offensive line is decimated. Blind comparisons, we will for sure do those, Brian, and we'll also do rookie comps. Like this rookie compares to so-and-so in the league already. You want to see less hat and more bald head. Casey, I'll show you something. Buck, Zoom vids with fans, 100%. That's going to start being dropped on Discord now that we have more time as well. Had fun doing that last year. I mean, didn't get to do it as much as I wanted to because it's just so busy in season, but here in the off season for sure. I'll go into Discord. I'll go into the community tab here, and we'll drop a Zoom link and just talk to people. Darth Desmond gifting a membership out there. Appreciate that. Love to see the nation grow there as far as memberships in the offseason. The offseason content, what keeps me listening more is dynasty, such as potential landing spots and players that could be phased out due to age or regression. Okay. Draft pick compensation calculator, Ryan, for the most part, that is going to be almost impossible for the simple fact that every league is different and every league and player and skill level values players differently, right? So what may be the real-time value of a player may not really be viewed that way in your specific league because your league mates view that player differently as well. You know what I mean? So that's why it's really hard to build vague things like that. I would love to be able to do something like that, though, for sure. Lists of keepers. Keepers we'll talk about. That'll probably be something that's involved with the Headliner U content that is coming over here. How about how to get the best out of the draft guide? Okay, I like that. I appreciate you, Darth. Just got here a little behind, but you got to be talking about the counts. Dante, you almost made me say a name here. Dante, I ain't saying nothing. All right? I ain't saying nothing. Would you and Kyle ever be down to a Manning cast style viewing for the games? Demon, that would be fun to do. The problem is we can't show the games on here without getting copyright strikes. So I mean, you could see our faces and you could watch us watching the game, but the game wouldn't actually be on the TV. You know what I mean? And that's what makes it kind of hard. More on coaching moves. Coaching moves, Kenny. There's a video coming on coaching moves, I believe, next week. Coaches who are out, potential replacements. So that is on our schedule as of right now. I wish I could show you the schedule. This probably just seems like me and Kyle wing it a lot, but we really don't. We have an entire program where we've built out the shows for the next month. So we kind of know what's coming up for the most part. It's also because he's going on vacation for a week and so am I. So we want to make sure we have videos for while we're on vacation. Who do I like number one overall for 2023 fantasy drafts? As of right now, Aaron, in our way too early rankings we put out, Justin Jefferson was number one. Would you guys start a league with headliners? We did a listener league this year. We had it opened up to everyone that was a subscriber. And very soon we had a lot of people infiltrate it. Part of the reason why I have certain opinions about other channels, just to start problems. So that's going to have to be something we kind of look at a little bit differently, probably in 23. What else are we looking at here for the year that you guys would like to see? Yeah, we do everything 12 team. For the most part, 12 team, half PPR. Because that way, no matter what league format you play in, you can kind of use the information. Full PPR, half PPR, minimal differences when it comes to rankings and stuff like that. Standard and half PPR, you're talking about a minimal difference of 10 players or so. Chub Day, Fun Day, Sunday episodes. What do you want us to do in those episodes? You got to be specific there, Linda. What do you want us to put in the Chub Day, Fun Day, Sunday episode? Howard G getting the gifted membership from Darth Desmond. Congrats. Good for you guys taking some R&R and family time. Is definitely needed, M. St. G. I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, my job's so hard. But it is very time-consuming and mentally draining for 5 months, the last 5 months. So that is why I know there's a lot of people out there that work a lot harder than I do. I respect them, and I have not forgotten where I came from. But it is, at this point, it's just time for a mental dump so we don't absolutely go crazy. Turn the stream on the big screen. Had to switch on my phone. Glare was giving me a headache. Well, there may be. Remember how I said earlier we weren't planning on bringing anybody onto the team? There may just be a job opening after that statement, Kyle. Draft strategies based on what picks you have and how they'll change. That's something that's in the draft guide, Carlos, as of right now. So how we kind of put that in a video may be a little bit different, but that is something in the perfect draft that Kyle does in the draft guide that talks about that. IDP, like I said, Darth, probably not something we cover a whole lot. It may be touched on here or there, individual players, if we know something about somebody, but diving into it, probably not a whole lot. Kyle getting replaced by the dog. Stranger things have happened. Listening at work, don't tell anyone. Ryan, I won't say nothing. Ethan is the one that can't outpick a dog. So far, that is a fact. Defense start sit breakdowns would be great. Only thing with that, Aaron, is we post the defensive rankings every week for members only. So it's kind of the same type of thing, right? You kind of see which defenses we have at the highest. With our flex rankings, defense and kicker rankings were in there also. Appreciate you, Gerard. Be a deep dive on which draft order number has the most highest success rate of winning games and winning the championship. That would be interesting if we could find that information. Oh, I was talking about the massive YouTube plaque behind you. Okay. Way to totally redeem yourself, Kyle. Totally redeemed yourself. How about the shiny, which way is it? The shiny Pristine Auction award, too. That's what I'm talking about. Bilal and Cards, you did great this season, and off-season is just as good. Very much appreciative. Thank you so much. He'd replace us, but ain't nobody want to work this hard all year. That's a fact. Well, it's partial fact, Ethan. I don't want to replace you, but there's not going to be people that work harder. There's just not. There's a lot of entitlement in this industry, if that's what you want to call it. A lot of people think that they should just be able to ride coattails and get all the success of somebody else doing the work. That is the fantasy football industry in a nutshell. Statistical breakdowns of how many teams won going wide receiver, tight end in the first round compared to running back. If I can try to find that information, I think that would be kind of funny. Or, to find out which ones were most successful. Ethan is showing the cold hard facts. Huh. Oops. I accidentally deleted your message, Casey. It wasn't on purpose. I just misclicked it. That's what happens when Anna's not here to approve things. I just start clicking things all over the place, and it turns into a big mess. All right, a couple more minutes here. I got about 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left or so just to talk about this. We talked about, some of the best off-season advice to start it. Does anybody else have anything that I didn't say that they've been using that I can use in for future videos? I can maybe screenshot the chat and throw you guys up in a future video as well. What is this talking to me for? All right. How about okay, let me go ahead and show this one, Casey. Ethan will get dumped in goose poop for the boys. Dedication. He will. He did. What's the Dynasty channel on Discord? I think it's just labeled Dynasty, isn't it? It's under the NFL tab and it says Dynasty only. Do we have a real discussion on the tight end position? Like if you don't get the number 1 or number 2 tight end is a bust, almost wish it wasn't there. A lot of people I've heard are going to start making their tight end position like a flex spot, wide receiver / tight end that they can use. But honestly, a lot can change, right? A lot can change. But as of right now, if it's not Travis Kelce, I'm not drafting one early. And if it's not TJ Hawkinson either, unless there's some other major changes, I'm probably just waiting on tight end if I have to have one. We need kicker and defense info for next year. What kind of info? Because we do the rankings already. What kind of info would you like to see with them? Outside of the rankings that are posted every Thursday morning. Jake, go to Disney World and enjoy the offseason. I'm not going to Disney World this year. We did that 2 years ago. This year, now that my kids have gotten older and don't need constant entertainment, it's time for a relaxing vacation. So we're going on like a 7-day cruise to the Caribbean, the 4 of us, and we're just going to chill. We're just going to hang out. Look how white, I'm like pasty white up in here. I got to get myself an early season tan here. I got to hang out on the beach. You only see Dr. Ethan. I don't know what level you are, Ambiguity. It's probably only different levels of Discord are available to different tiers on YouTube. So if you're a Holding Chubb member, you get the Holding Chubb chat. I think you get the collectibles chat. And I believe there's one other one. I don't remember off the top of my head. But then if you go up to like the full Chubb, you get access to everything on Discord. Discord has like 50 channels on it of nothing but different information. And then if you have excessive Chubb, you get access to the ticket system, which is basically like texting me and Kyle. Ethan thinks I'm taking him on vacation. Timo in the chat. Everybody throw up a clapping emoji for Timo. He was our overall champion in the VIP challenge on Fantrax this year. Timo, the number 1 spot. Timo, you're here. You want to see your ring, Timo? I was going to email it to you and show you. But now that you're here, here is Timo's custom championship ring. It's not going to focus on it. It says 2022 VIP challenge, overall champion, Fantasy Headliners championship ring, Timo. That's your ring right there, baby. And then we also have some custom mini helmets coming in. Fantasy Headliner mini helmets that we're all going to sign. And the division winners are going to get those as well as Tim. Don't burn the noggin. I'm going to have a hat on, Howard, for sure. Yeah, Ambiguity. There's a ton on there. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating, but like, look how many you can like scroll like channels upon channels on Discord. I mean, every type of topic you're looking for, we have it on there. There you go. Everybody congratulating Timo out there. Dude killed it this year. Scored over 300 points championship week. 306, I believe it was. Something like that. Awesome. All right. Couple more minutes. Any other content-based questions or off-season fantasy football advice-based questions? I want to make sure that everybody who's in here, we got 100 people in here, only 65 likes, by the way. 100 people watching as of right now. Is there anything? I want your all's opinions. Upcoming content. What you want to see. What you don't see anywhere else. What we can improve on. I need to know what the people want. The community matters here at this channel. That's exactly right, Kyle. We should probably think about that. If Chubb outpicks Ethan, the paw print should go on the helmet instead of Ethan's autograph. That is something we probably should think about. Okay, what quarterbacks take the next step up into that Mahomes, Burrow, Allen type discussion? Mid-draft trading, draft trades, okay. Casey agrees with Kyle. More fantasy lineup reviews. So, Ted, are you talking about like Like you send us your team and we tell you what we think type thing? Is that what you're talking about? Because we do that every week in season. We could probably do a few off-season for Dynasty content if that's kind of what you're thinking. But we do show us your teams every week during the season. Back to basics for all new players, like a fantasy football 101. Should we do like a how-to series? Do we need like a how-to series so that everybody kind of has the basics that they can always refer back to? Would that be a good idea? Casey, it's T-Law. Honestly, I like Trevor Lawrence a lot next year. That offense gets Calvin Ridley next year. That could be good. Awesome. Casey found out yesterday my third kid is a boy. I'm going to get my junior. Absolutely. Congratulations on that, Casey. All right, Ted, I got you. I'll see what we can come up with there. I appreciate that, Aaron, saying the start-sit videos are best in the business. Appreciate that. Kyle, trying to be a little sarcastic. Can y'all make a gaming YouTube and a trading card YouTube channel? Kyle, I think we have that already. Headliner Gaming. Headliner Breaks out there. I just had to get my second case. I have a weird card obsession all of a sudden. And I don't know, I just keep getting cards. How-to is great. All right, Kyle, write that down in your notes. We need to do a how-to series on everything. Can you get someone good at video games, though? Yeah. Yeah, Ethan has seen Ethan, I'm onto my second hard case now. I had to get another one. I got some fire in there now, though. I got some fire. But what I'm going to do with my cards is I literally put them in this, it looks like the nuclear football. And I'm just going to lock them up and then hopefully, it'll be part of a retirement fund at some point. I got some good ones in there, Ethan, for sure. All right, what else anybody got? Anything? A video on how y'all started the podcast and came together in general? I mean, we've talked about it a lot, but we've never made a video on it. If that's something people would be interested in. I met Kyle on the internet. Sounds weird to say that. Ethan, somebody who actually gets paid from here, wants to know when we start the podcast. Great time to ask that, Ethan. First off, I just mentioned it earlier. You weren't listening. Can anyone in here tell Ethan when the podcast is going to start? I want to see who was paying attention. I want to see it. Who's paying attention out there? Not an AOL chat room. Mark is the winner. February, the week of February 12th. The week right after the Super Bowl. That's what it'll be. The week right after the Super Bowl. All right. I have one more question for you guys then. For the 84 people that are in here. I am willing to give away one of those jerseys I showed you guys earlier right now in this live stream. But I need to know if the 88 people in here right now, does everyone have a free Pristine Auction account? I mean, these people have been hooking us up. You got to go to pristineauction.com. Sign up for a free account. Doesn't cost you anything. You use the referral code Headliners, and then you're eligible for all of our giveaways. But the only way that we get these things, the only way we get all these things is because people are signing up for accounts. If we stop signing up for accounts, they stop sending us stuff. This company does not make $1 from Pristine Auction. Full disclosure, we don't make anything. They're a sponsor of the show, but they don't pay us. They give us items so we can give them away to you. That is my deal. That is our business deal with Pristine Auction. I don't get a check from them. I don't get so much for every sign up. The only thing I'm trying to do is continue to get items to give away to you guys. So we got to have those accounts signed up. D-Mitch, go do it right now. It takes you 5 minutes. It's free. Costs you absolutely nothing. Darth, just use your referral code Headliners when you do it. Headliners is the referral code. In fact, let me see if I can... Right there. On the screen. Bottom of the screen. Pristine Auction. Use code Headliners. 10% off your first order. And I believe it's in the description as well. Jason's a platinum member on Pristine. They know exactly who he is. But awesome. And that's what we're trying to do. If we can get everybody in here real quick to sign up for Pristine Auction, this is exactly what happens. I'll pick a winner. You guys email me. I go to Pristine Auction. I verify you have the free account. You don't have to have bought in a certain amount of thing. You just have to have an account signed up. And if you do, they write me back immediately and say, yep, good to go. I put this bad boy in a box and we ship it out. Like, that's how it works. Super simple. Plus, I think you're going to get a $10 coupon in your account if you do decide to use something. Yep, absolutely free. I love it seeing you guys create that really helps out because that's what's going to get us more items to give away, right? I'm trying to get things for people. I mean, I'll ask this. Is there anybody else out there that gives away more than we do? Like, honestly, because that's my main goal is to try to find ways to give back to people. And that's why I don't accept any payment from Pristine Auction. I just want to I don't want to have to go on Pristine Auction and spend thousands of dollars to give it all away. So that's how I get paid, is just sending us this so we can send stuff out. But this is what I'll do. In the next... Okay, Zachary, yes, Mr. Beast gives away a lot more. I'm talking about in the fantasy football space. You just signed up, did you win? Well, I haven't even said what we're giving away yet. All right. I'm going to have to keep this simple because the last time I tried to come up with something elaborate, people like totally made it difficult. I'm going to do... All right. I just wrote down a number on a piece of paper. I'm going to type... Actually, first, everybody signed up, right? Everybody signed up? Everybody's good? Because I want everybody to be eligible for this giveaway in here. It's a free account on Pristine. Doesn't cost you anything. Jesse wants the Waddle jersey in the back. I can't give you the Waddle jersey in the back, but I got another Waddle jersey right here. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give everybody a couple seconds to go make sure they are signed up and good to go. Make sure you have your free Pristine account. I will let you choose. How about that? If you win this giveaway, you get your choice of a signed Justin Jefferson jersey, a signed Jalen Waddle jersey, or a signed Dalvin Cook jersey. Your choice. The rest, I mean, they're all right here. All signed. Yeah, Jason, I try not to do the mystery boxes. I don't like mysteries very much. I want to know what I'm getting. A Burrow jersey? I don't have a Burrow jersey. We gave away a Burrow ball a couple months ago. All right. So you get to choose, right? And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to type the word break in the chat. The first person on my side, in my chat, you got to remember, my chat is different than your chat. Everybody's chat's going to be a little bit different of a spot. So it's going to be on how I see it first, on my side. I'm going to type the word break in the chat. I have written a number down on a piece of paper. The first person to type the correct number after I type the word break will get their pick of one of these items, as long as they have their free Pristine account signed up for. Are we ready? Who's ready? Everybody ready? Hands up if you're listening. What range? What range of what? Oh, yeah, I'll tell you here in a second of numbers. I'll tell you right when I hit break, because I don't want people to start typing things too early. All right, here we go. Here's the hands. Hands in the chat. People are starting to listen. All right. I'm going to type the word break. The first person to get the number between 0 and 100 will get their choice of an item. The number is written down on my piece of paper already. We've had some people close. We've had some people close. Numbers flying in. Why aren't all you guys commenting throughout the video? I'm slowing my own chat down so I can go through it. I think I've seen the number, but I'm just checking. I'm making sure that I did not miss one earlier. All right. I have a. There's so many of you that were like right on it. I mean, you were so close. But the very first person to type the correct number. I'm writing the name down so I don't forget. Let me make sure here. One last check. Going through the numbers for a third time because I don't want people to think that it's different. The answer was 4, and it was Rory Miller. Rory Miller, the first person. I mean, we had like a 41, a 42, a 3, a 5. People were all around it. I chose 4 because of the game that Dak Prescott played last night. Rory Miller. Where's Rory Miller at? Where's Rory at? There, Rory Miller, right there in the chat. Rory, which one are you going to choose? You get to choose between the Dalvin Cook mini helmet. That is the salute to service. It's like a camo color. I don't know if the camera's picking that up or not. And then you got the Waddle jersey or the Jefferson jersey. Which one do you want, Rory? Thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it. Justin Jefferson. All right, Rory. From this account that you're already on, either in Discord since you're a member, or email me at info@thefantasyheadliners.com with your information, and I'll get it shipped out to you. How's that sound? I mean, come on, doing stuff like this is fun. I wish we could just do this all day long. But we can't, because I'd be out of things. Let's talk some props for this weekend. First off, they just came out. I haven't even had a chance to look at them just yet. Another gifted membership there from Darth Desmond. And K-Mac. K-Mac been a member forever. How is K-Mac gifted a membership? K-Mac, you got more than one account? Maybe get some of those stud football cards. Let me see if I can even reach some of them. Hold on, please. All right. These are the cases that they're in. I don't know which one is which. 4 months of booty shaking. That's what I'm talking about, Josh Bunch. This is the one that I just got. I don't even know what's in here. The other one has the fire. This has some basketball, some baseball, Aaron Judge rookie cards, Zion, Ja. We got a Luka rookie I just got. I got a Giannis rookie. Let me see. This is the one that got the better stuff in it. This one full. Let's see, this one we got a... How about an autographed Joe Burrow rookie? It's signed. That's a good one. That's a keeper. Kyler Murray, a lot of Tuas. Signed Jamar Chase. Where's it at? That's some fire. Another Jamar Chase. T. Higgins. Kyler Murray. Somewhere in here is a Mahomes rookie. I don't know which one was that. Lamar Jackson. Everything in both these cases is nothing but rookies. I only get rookies. They're all rookies. Both cases. Got to find those good deals. You know what I'm talking about? There is some basketball stuff in there. Only a little bit. I just get... Like, I have, like, the bigger name guys. I try to get a rookie from each of them. That's like, you guys got to remember, right? I don't have a 401k. I don't have anything like that. I got to find different ways to find a retirement fund. So I'll just buy a little bit at a time, and hopefully one day I can sell them and make money. Like some young. Yeah, it came with all... E-Man, I got it off of eBay. Or not eBay, Amazon. And it's made specifically for cards. And it's got little foam inserts that you can just pull out, and it automatically slots them in there. I don't have a Joker rookie yet. I've been looking for one, but I don't have it yet. I'm not out there spending thousands of dollars on cards. I will just keep on looking and looking and looking until I can find a good deal on one. All right, how long have we been live here? An hour. What's the most I've dropped on a card? Real talk. It was a 2-card deal. I got that signed Jamar Chase with the patches of his jersey and a Zion Williamson rookie. I got both of them. It was $500. Do I get the cards from Pristine Auction? I have. Not all of them are from there. Some are eBay. It all depends. Some off of Twitter. People selling things. No, I ain't spending... I can tell you right now, E-Man, full disclosure, I've gotten both of those cases and I haven't even spent $3,000 probably total. Maybe, right around in there, but not even that much. And it's over a span of like a couple years. Between that and Funko Pops, my house has a ton of Funko Pops. Like, that's what my family collects. Absolutely, Darth. Absolutely. eBay plus typos equals great deals. I don't know if you guys do this or not. Maybe it's something that everybody does and I don't know it. Maybe. I don't know. But what I do is if I find a card I like, I throw it in my cart like I'm going to buy it. And then I just let it sit there. And I guess people who sell on eBay get some type of notification that an item has been added to somebody's cart. And then they'll send you discounts like crazy, just trying to get you to actually submit it and buy it. And you just wait until you find something that's a decent price or they drop it low enough and then you're good. Negotiate back and forth. Find deals that have been posted for 30 days and nobody's bought it. Go make them a lower offer for it. You get a lot of great deals that way. Yeah, it's my 401k, Dante. That's the only thing I got, my friend. That's all I got. My office is all I got for a 401k. And I don't think I could live off my office for very long. Not in this economy. Mark, maybe it is a pro tip. I don't know if people do that. I just realized that a long time, about a year ago, that, man, if I just put things in my cart will have like 60 cards in it. And then I'll just get notifications of, you've been offered a discount. And it's just people trying to say, hey, I know it's in your cart. You get it for a cheaper price. I'll give you 15, 20% off, whatever it is. I got a couple Tom Brady Funkos. That's 100% right there, Warhorse. When you do a job you love, you never work a day in your life. I am in my office working a lot, but I'm not really working, if that makes sense. Cool. All right. Well, hey, I'm going to go ahead and hop off here for the day. I know there wasn't a ton of people in these live streams, especially midday, but me and Kyle are going to start doing these every Tuesday and Thursday as long as we're in town, just to try to make sure we keep up this communication with the nation, keep everybody, going back and forth and communicating with each other. Love to get the people together. If you're in Discord, if you're a member, we're going to start dropping Zoom links as well at some point here in the future. A lot of mock drafts coming up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this style of live stream with a little bit of a topic to start with. That kind of helps us maybe draw in a few extra views because we are actually talking about a topic. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that type of stuff. We're just trying to figure out what works this off season for sure. Always nice to hang out with you as well, Darth. I don't know if I got bad service, can't get it to play. Anthony, we can see you, Anthony. We can see you. Have a good one, y'all. Feels like a fireside chat. Dude, Darth, that's what we're talking about. Just sitting back with the people, right? Hanging out with brothers and sisters is all we're doing right here. Hanging out. Rory, make sure you get a hold of me so I can get you your Jefferson jersey. It was fun, though, hanging out with you guys for about an hour, just over an hour here on a Tuesday morning. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, just because the season is over doesn't mean you want to leave now. So make sure you hit that subscribe button because we got some crazy content coming up here over the next few weeks and the next few months. But I'm going to go ahead and hop out of here for the day. Hopefully you guys, like I said, enjoyed it. If you did, I'm sure we'll be talking to you probably this time next week. Kyle will probably be here on Thursday. So make sure you set a timer for that. If you want to talk to Kyle, he'll be here on Thursday for you. But for now, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, a great week. We'll talk to you later.